Boys are so cool, making up their own rules, and I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taking.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I decided to do a voiceover because I realized I barely talked when I was vlogging this video. So as you can see, we have arrived in Kyoto at, I think it was like 11 p.m. I don't remember anymore. We booked this Airbnb, and even though this Japanese style home was really pretty, it felt kind of scary at night. You could hear the floor creaking, and it just reminded us a bit of Japanese horror movies, at least for me. Our friend found the best opportunity to always scare us, and yeah, you'll see. Dat is precies escape room. He thinks it's so funny to scare us, and honestly, it kinda was. As you can see here, the bedrooms were really cozy because all the beds were so close to each other. And yeah, my friend and I were so scared.
Oh my god!
So yeah, as you can see, it was really cozy, and then it was our first full day here in Kyoto, and we're so excited to explore Kyoto. So we're at the Nishiki market, which is kind of known as Kyoto's kitchen. It's this super lively place that goes on for like 5 blocks. Like, the street was insane, it was so long. There are over 100 shops and stalls, all selling local treats and fresh stuff. We split the group to just explore the markets because everyone wanted to try their own things. I was still with my best friend, and since we hadn't had a real meal yet, we decided to have sushi. So we entered a random sushi restaurant at the market and enjoyed our food. This was my first time trying sushi in Japan. I hadn't had sushi in Tokyo, so it was time to have sushi in Kyoto. Now I understand what people are talking about. The sushi was indeed so much better than any sushi I've tried in my whole life. It was really good and fresh. After our meal, we wanted some Japanese desserts, so we shared some mochi and dango. There was also this weird dessert that I think is TikTok famous. I don't know if that's true, so correct me if I'm wrong. It's like a translucent jelly that you have to break. I don't know how to explain it, but you can see it in the video. I didn't try it, but my friend said it was mid. Then it was time for my all-time favorite Japanese dessert, the fruit sandwich.
是键子打开的吗？应该是。看看。好甜哎！我有时候会吃。OK， 可以了，可以了。echt lekker. Ik ga heel整个过程 film 一下。好，那我们走吧。走。然后那些人以为说我是什么鬼哦？算了吧，我有点尴尬。这个啊，我本来就想吃一口，然后给男孩子们的，因为他们就是垃圾桶。但是他们已经走了，然后我尝了一口，又那么好吃。哎，这面包又软软的，这个水果就是像葡萄一样，又甜甜的。然后这个奶油那是奶油哦，奶油也不甜，但是就刚好。
In the evening, we came to this really cute street alleyway filled with adorable Japanese-style restaurants. My friends wanted to eat sukiyaki, which is Japanese hot pot, but all the good places were fully booked, so we ended up at this random restaurant. My friends ordered sukiyaki, but I wanted soba noodles, and honestly, it was pretty mid. After dinner, we decided to walk a little, so we just sightseed this castle from the outside. And that's how we spent the day. We basically just ate the whole time. Every day in Japan had been exciting, and today was no exception because we are going to wear kimonos for the first time. They had a big selection here and you could choose from so many styles. Since it was my first time, I didn't really know how to match, so I just randomly picked something. Then it was time to do our hair. The hairstyle turns out really good, but I was a bit hesitant about the color choices I made with the kimono. I thought the band was purple pinkish, but it turned out to be blue too, so I wasn't very happy with my choice, but now I know what to look for if I rent a kimono next time. Because we hadn't eaten yet, we just entered a random restaurant and I had Japanese dumplings, gyoza, because I couldn't eat much since I could barely breathe in the kimono. They tied it so tight. Here's a quick kimono check, and after that we went to the most famous temple in Kyoto. That was the biggest mistake we made. Don't go there in kimonos because it's super hard to walk in the shoes and the kimono, and it was just way too hot with all the layers in 30 degrees Celsius weather. On our way back we saw the cutest Shiba Inu, it was so cute. Wearing the kimonos was a nice experience, but we definitely learned our lessons. After that we explored Gion, a very peaceful area with beautiful Kyoto-style buildings, but since we were a bit late and most of the shops were closing, we decided to come back the next day. Gion is such a famous place you have to visit, but I'll talk about it more when we actually visit the area since there's also a famous temple there. Then it was time for dinner and we decided to have ramen. We went to this ramen place, but unfortunately I forgot the name of the restaurant. The ramen was really good, but my expression wasn't as excited because I was still a bit exhausted from all the torture of the kimono. Before our actual meal, we decided to visit Nijo Castle. It's one of Kyoto's most famous landmarks and it's super well preserved. The castle was originally built for a shogun, so it has this really grand vibe with huge gates and beautifully painted walls. Walking through the grounds, it feels like you're stepping back in time and you can really imagine how people lived back then. To visit the inside of the castle, we had to take off our shoes and I didn't know you couldn't film inside, so I stopped recording. The outside area was so pretty with all the greenery and water surrounding it. The gardens are very stunning and it was so peaceful with perfectly trimmed trees and little ponds scattered around. After visiting the castle, we were so hungry and stumbled upon this conveyor belt sushi place. I don't know why, but I felt so competitive here that our table wanted to compete with our other friend's table. You have to pay for the sushi by the color of the plates, but we ate sushi like it was all you can eat because I'm very competitive. So I ate so much and we actually beat the other table, but I almost threw up. Corn sushi. 面条的。这好奇怪哦，真的好好吃。And yeah, you can see that we ate a lot for 3 people. And how cool is this scanning device that counts the number of plates? After our meal, we wanted to go to Gion again to visit the temple and all the cute shops, but it suddenly started raining so hard. So we visited the Kiyomizu Temple. It's one of the most famous temples in Kyoto and honestly it's such a beautiful spot. The temple is up on this hill and the views are incredible. The atmosphere was so peaceful with the sounds of nature and the rain. It didn't disappoint us at all. We enjoyed our time, took some pictures and yeah. After that, my friends went to Don Quixote again to buy some stuff and I had a solo moment, bought a matcha latte and enjoyed it by myself. Then I met up with them again and we had Ichiran. It was my second time eating Ichiran and I'm telling you, in my opinion, there's no other ramen place that can beat Ichiran. The soup is so flavorful, the ramen is so chewy and it's just perfect. Today is a very exciting day because we're going to Nara Park. But first, food, of course. Us with Chinese blood were craving Chinese food after eating Japanese food for a week, so we decided to enter a random Chinese restaurant to have dim sum. The interior was cute, but never enter a random restaurant without doing your research first, because the food was very bland. After our meal, it was finally time to take the metro to Nara Park. It was, I believe, a 30-minute ride. I was so excited to see the deers. First, everyone was taking pics with the deers and it was so cute, but we were also a bit scared at first. I also tried to bow as I saw that a lot on social media and it worked. I was so happy. I was so surprised that the deers could run freely around the whole area. They can even go on the streets. That's just Japan. Then we bought some cookies to feed them and just chilled there for a really long time. This place was so magical and look at this baby deer, it was so cute. After Nara, we headed back to Kyoto City for dinner, which was pretty good. When we finished our dinner and walked out the door, we realized there was some sort of festival or parade going on. I think it might have been Gion Matsuri, a yearly event in Kyoto where lots of people come together to enjoy street food, celebrate and just soak in the vibrant festival vibes. We had a great time taking in the energy of the festival before heading home to rest. It's our first day in Osaka and look where we are, Universal Studios! Everyone was so excited. This was my second time going to Universal Studios. The first time was in Beijing. I was really excited for the food because I saw so many cute food options here at Universal Studios Japan. The first stop was Pikachu buns. It was a pizza bun and it was so good. If I had a fast metabolism, I would have bought another one, but I didn't because there were so many things to eat here. Then it was time for our first ride and it was amazing, but we had to wait almost 2 hours though. After the ride, we got something else to eat. I don't even know what to call it, but it was really dry, so I just took a couple of bites and gave the rest to my friends. After that, we went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and we waited so long for the rides there. Everyone got sunburns, including me for the very first time in my life. Luckily, it didn't hurt afterward, but it was funny seeing how my top printed into my skin. Here you can see we bought a nacho hot dog. It was a 10 out of 10. There was also a performance with Kurumi and my melody. Universal Studios Japan just hits different. Afterwards we went to a restaurant for an early dinner because every other restaurant was fully booked and this was the only option left. The food didn't disappoint. I ate so much that day. You can see how much we ordered for just the 3 of us after already eating so many buns and snacks beforehand. But I was happy because the food here in Japan was so much better than at Universal Studios in Beijing or Disneyland. Then after dinner I finally saw the Hello Kitty food stall and I literally screamed. How cute is this bun? It was a traditional pork bun and also very yummy. In the evening it was finally time to go to Nintendo World, and to be honest, everyone was the most excited for this part of the whole amusement park. We entered the famous Mario pipe and after a few minutes we saw the phenomenal view of Mario World. I couldn't believe my eyes at that moment. Everything was just so realistically built, it was insane. I also tried to break the question mark block like in Mario. There weren't many rides, but the view was just amazing. We waited in line for the Yoshi ride and my best friend and I got into a pink Yoshi. Even though it wasn't, a fast ride, you could see the beautiful Peach's Castle and other cool things from Mario. We were so amazed. This ride actually concluded our day at Universal Studios Japan. It was such a fun day and we went home with happy, full bellies. It was our last day in Japan and we had 1 day or more like half a day to explore Osaka City. If you've seen my Tokyo vlog, you'll know we wanted to eat yakiniku there, but we ended up in a Korean barbecue restaurant, so it was finally time for some Japanese barbecue here in Osaka. It was pretty good except for the desserts. After that, we got some strawberry cake and then we just explored Osaka. We were so bummed that we only had half a day to check it out. Osaka is such a lively city. One of my friends even wanted to extend our tickets to stay longer. I came across this cinnamoroll cafe and you guys probably know by now that I love cinnamoroll. Then we finally made it to this famous place called Dotonbori. It's known for its lively atmosphere and the iconic Glico sign. My bestie and I got some matcha ice cream and that wrapped up our trip in Japan. After that, we headed to the Namba station to catch the train to the airport. The view on the way there was so pretty and we were all really sad to leave. It was one of the nicest trips I've ever had and now it's just a lovely memory. I hope you liked the vlog, and if you haven't been to Japan, definitely visit at least once. And if you have, comments below what your favorite food was while you were there. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!